Our groups, where am I starting this time? I'm going to start with this group here up front. I'm starting with you. Here we go. What three things do you value most? Or what are the values here?
I didn't take notes this time, but that's okay because we have some notes. Okay, where did they start?
Number 2.
Okay, so big themes: the people, the music, sense of belonging, families, fellowship, outreach in youth, and the structure of the process of finding a new rector.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Y'all put your sticky notes in there. All right. Randy, I'm coming to your group.
It's a variety. Community outreach, welcoming particularly new prospects, sense of investment, liturgy and music, programming. We're not afraid of questions and doubt, loving each other, helpfulness. It's a place that's peaceful. We use the term sanctuary and refuge. A multiplicity of age groups, responding to parishioners in need, being a people who are caring, sharing, and prayer warriors, and we're not afraid of controversial issues.
Here's the bag. All right, here we go.
Yeah, if we speak first, we don't have to say everybody else said it first. Okay, good question, because we had a great variety of different things in this group. But basically, the people, the fact that we're collaborative and welcoming, it was the biggest terms, but we talked about we don't forget about people. We have prayer chains. We have the AV team, which allows people who can't come to see us to watch the services, as well as being some place for people to check us out ahead of time in a non-threatening way to come and see what we're doing around here. The fact that we have a great youth leader, and we can see it in our youths, because the older youth, are leading the younger youth and report back to the congregation of their activities, and that's just a joy to see. The fact that we have great diversity, we are welcoming. People around here are willing to serve. We very seldom ask somebody that don't say, yes, I will step up and take care of that. One person said, when you walk into the door, you feel God here.
All right, Chris.
Well, folks, one thing, I've always been an Episcopalian, and one thing I didn't know that came out in our group is that on day one, when you walk in this church, you are invited to share in communion. So I think that that's one of them. There's a sense of love all around. There's committees for everyone to be involved in. You know, there's a different committee for every person here. The clergy greeting each parishioner at the end of service. Again, welcoming. And the services during the week. As I don't know if everyone knows, but there are like little communion services throughout the week. Recognition of people, families that have lost one. The baptismals that are shared, and everyone is invited to participate. So we have a lot of different things.
All right, I'm coming to our center group.
We over here with the youth had a lot of talks about activity and community, acceptance and inclusivity, and the people here and the love that they give. We had most of the people here said something about the inclusivity of the church. Someone even specified the acceptance of queer folk, which is obviously something that is great here. And we also specified the fact that the church is so engaging, how there's always something happening here. There's always something for everyone so that they can feel closer to God here. And a lot of people talked about the people here, how nice they all are and how some of them feel like family to us, and the love that everyone here gives, despite the world being so full of hate. We also had our resident adult over here speaking about tradition, which specifically Episcopal tradition, but they also specified lightness over rightness and how we don't hammer in tradition. We make sure that everyone they don't have to be forced.
Can y'all put those in there? Thank you. Sorry. All right, here we go. Who's our speaker? Thank you. Thank you.
So I tried to condense what we said into 3 points that cover the group. The thing that came up the most in our group was worship. That something about how worship is here is one of the things that we love. Community, which includes our outreach, but also the sense of belonging that we feel in this place. And the music came up a lot from people at both services in our group. So those are our top 3.
Great. Awesome. Thank you. Put them in there for me. All right. Let's go this way. All right, Joy Marie.
Yeah, this really was a lightning round for us because there was no hesitation as we were writing. But what came out of our group was the people, the friendliness, welcoming, the inclusivity, how we're engaged in the community, interest in others, and just being an overall welcoming community. I think that's and diversity. So those were our highlights.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. And this group here. All right, Brenda.
Well, we had a lot, but we are going to try to just do 3. I think what was most prevalent was the mention of our people, our parish family, our youth, and our music.
Thank you. If you could put your sticky notes in that. All right, Willie, you're on again.
Yeah, so there were a lot of overlapping views, but some of the ones that really stood out would be how welcoming the church is, how outward looking the church is, how it's growing, its authenticity, service, I guess, to the community and each other, openness, inclusiveness, and togetherness.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, this team over here.
Many of the same, but outreach, many opportunities, kind and generous people, amazing music ministry, fellowship, and I like this one, low pressure sales tactics and welcoming with space to engage in our own way, and many, many more.
Awesome. I'll take all those. All right, here we go.
We had some reoccurring themes along with a lot of others in the group. Altar Guild, music, Altar Guild, music, altar, no, they were popular. Welcoming of families, youth programs, the internal activities that bring the congregation together. A lot of people like that idea. The vibrancy and the outreach of the congregation. And somebody mentioned a guy named John as the interim clergy as being a positive factor. And the clergy in general was also appreciated very much. And then family and a sense of community.
Thank you.
Oh, those are mine. I already put them in there.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, this half of the room. All right, here we are.
So our small but vibrant group has gotten much smaller. People have house guests waiting for them at home, but they were overachievers. So I'm only going to mention the things that were not repeats of what I've heard in the room so far. Intentional spirituality is one of the things we valued the most. The blood drive, the connections that we sense among the parishioners, and the selflessness. And since they're gone, I can say this: they must not have been to a parish dinner. And sound business practices. I totally agree with that.
I think that's the first time I've ever had that answer, but it's a great answer. All right, thank you. All right, Chuck, your table.
Okay, we had, of course, a lot of overlap, even at the table, the music ministry, outreach, all the various ministries that we have, the fellowship that we enjoy so much, and eating together and sharing time together, inclusiveness, diversity, worship, outreach, did I say that? Welcoming, and caring for newcomers. So, and the different worship services that we have, the opportunity to have a 9 o'clock and 11:10.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, and this table, all right, here we go.
Well, friendliness won out, authenticness, helpfulness, outreaching, community-oriented, faith community, warm embracements, openness to diversity, Aya House involvement, willingness to serve, generosity, kindliness. All are welcome is not just a tagline, it is a lived out. Service mentality and youth involvement.
Thank you. All right, and this table here? Okay.
Oh boy. So a common theme that we have seen over here was that the church is very welcoming, especially to newcomers, and part of being welcoming includes being inclusive and promoting and accepting diversity, which is in part of the compassion that is seen all throughout the church, as well as our involvement in the Aya House, and just an overall sense of community and serving others, and an encouragement to take action instead of just holding in God's love and then just bringing it home and then going to the buffet later. Just actually just taking action and helping to serve the community and make community and therefore our society a better place and closer to God as well. So yeah, that's what we got.
All right. Last but certainly not least.
Thank you. So we overlapped in several of our answers, which I think is a good thing because it means these things are going really well. We have worship and worship styles, so the different ways that people can worship in the church. We have outreach, responsiveness, pastoral care, children's involvement, and something else that was a big theme for us was love and acceptance and people feeling welcome in the church. And I think those are all really big highlights for us, as well as grace and love, because everybody who has been here feels the love from each individual person, and I think that's so valuable in a church community. But yeah, I think that's about it for us. I wanted to give the highlights.
How many people at the table said the same thing? Like in your groups, did you have the same answers over and over again? Isn't that kind of fun when you're kind of like, okay, just ditto to what they said? Yeah, I love that because it really shows your charisms are coming through, those particularities about this place. Y'all know what they are, which is really fantastic. And it's fantastic for your search committee to hear all of that too. All right, question number 3. Are we ready? All right, thinking back over your entire life, recall a time when you most appreciated the ministry of a priest. Describe what happened and what you most appreciated. You can substitute priest with pastor or some other word that makes sense for you, but thinking back over your entire life, recall a time when you most appreciated the ministry of a priest. Describe what happened and what you most appreciated.